The day has dragged by, listening to the sound of the brook. Whistling wind makes music with accompanying trees. Leaves fall to the sodden ground. Skeletons of summer are left behind. Winter will soon be here. For now, autumn fights on. Mist crawls over the hills, soon to smother the view with its pristine white blanket. Rain pelts the double glazing. It's good to be inside. The warmth of the room makes me sleepy. I curl up on the couch as the Sandman lets himself in, bringing dreams of lazy days of autumn. So aye, welcome to Acoustic Haven for another week. And this week's a wee belter. Since we decided we were going to do this is one of the ones I've been looking forward to. Tonight's artist's all the way from Richmond, Virginia. She lived in sunny West Kilbride for 20 odd years, maybe not just that part, but in Scotland, and she now lives over here. She has a wonderful, wonderful album out called Something Fierce, and I highly recommend you get on Bandcamp and buy this. I say it every week, when local artists do music like this and talent like this, listen to it, please. Anyway, now with some great folk music and some great mixtures of our songs, we're going to have the wonderful artist that is Erin K Hill. Thank you.
I am stretched on your grave and will lie there forever. If your hand were in mine, I'd be sure we'd not sever. My apple tree, my brightness, it's time we were together, for I smell
case you don't know that song, it's I believe it's a traditional Irish song. I learned it back in the day, in the good old 90s, when Sinead O'Connor put it on her album, backed with like electronic beats. But that was kind of one of my early influences into Irish music. So that's that one. And then I will do a song next that I wrote that was inspired by, there's a castle in Scotland called Castle Doom. And it's at the top of a hill, and there's this lovely glen. And I was with some friends, and we were walking up through the glen, and they were telling me the story that from the base of the castle, it starts as one burn or river and flows out as two that they call the Burn of Care and the Burn of Sorrow. And that was the inspiration for this song.
One head held high, dispersing all shadows, with cares beside, away the river flows. Engage the fight to win the battle blows. And the sun, it stood still, and the moon the other side. One for the day and one for the night. One head hung low, like a creature of the night. Away it flows into mingled of all its woes, and fades from the fight. And the sun, it stood still, and the moon the other side. One for the day and one for the night. At birth bestowed a name, then comes the night. It dons new clothes, but comes again the light. And still a rose beneath the thorns to find. And the sun, it stood still, and the moon the other
So just swapping instruments here for the guitar. This is a song that I wrote. It's got an American reference in it. So if you guys don't pick up the American reference, then feel free to send me a message online if you find me, and I'll explain it to you. This song's a little bit of like me making fun of myself and my tendency to melodrama.
My life is a road that goes on, and you will find
Thank you. This is an older song that I wrote. I'm a younger version of myself. And it's just about, so my husband always says that I write songs that are too sad. So this was my attempt to write one that was more hopeful. But it's kind of like still embracing the difficult things of life, but appreciating that, like, it doesn't always stay bad. So.
And even though wind and rain may come again, you don't have to be afraid. 'Cause seasons change. That's the way it's been. So take your hands from your face. At least we have this one promise, that there will be a pot of gold waiting at the end of the rainbow. We don't have to be afraid.
Amazing.
Thank you. As Mark said, I originally am from Virginia in the States, and all of my family are from even further south in North Carolina. So a lot of my very early influence was actually like from church music and like Southern gospel music. And I've been doing a little bit of an experiment recently of trying to blend that side of my influence in with the influence from like Irish and Scottish traditional music. So this is the one that I've been working on. It's taken from a story from the Old Testament of the Bible, where basically there's a valley of like just of dry bones of dead people. It's so dead that it's just the bones, and there's a prophet who's told to kind of speak to the bones, and they start to get up, and flesh comes on them, and they start to move and to live again. And it's just like one of the weirdest stories I've ever heard, and I love it. I love how weird it is, and for me, I think it's just a story of hope that there can be things that feel dead that you can see life in again. And if I think about everything that's going on in the world at the moment, like it's really hard to have hope for anything, and so many things seem dead. Compassion seems to be something that it's hard to find these days. So I kind of like think of this as my like protest song for all the horrible things in the world at the moment, and in hope for better things to come. So yeah, if you feel like getting up and dancing, feel free. Just check my pitch, sorry.
And God called Ezekiel one morn. See all those dry bones go down and prophesy. So Ezekiel prophesied by the power of God, and the bones they began to rise. Oh Lord, we're gonna walk around with those dry bones. We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord? We're gonna shake hands with those dry bones. We're gonna shake hands with those dry bones. We're gonna shake hands with those dry bones. Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord? Well, how did the bones come together again when Ezekiel prophesied? Yeah, they tell me that the toe bone's connected to the foot bone, and the foot bone's connected to the ankle bone. Oh, yeah, the ankle bone's connected to the leg bone, and the leg bone's connected to the knee bone, and then the knee bone's connected to the thigh bone. Oh, well, the thigh bone's connected to the hip bone, and and the hand bone's connected to the wrist bone. Oh, well, the wrist bone's connected to the arm bone, and then the arm bone's connected to the elbow, and then the elbow's connected to the muscle bone. Oh, well, the muscle bone's connected to the shoulder bone, and then the shoulder bone's connected to the neck bone, and then the neck bone's connected to the jawbone, and the jawbone's connected to the head bone. Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord? We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord? We're gonna shake hands with those dry bones. We're gonna, Lord, have mercy with those dry bones. We're gonna walk around with those dry bones. Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord? Why don't you rise and hear the word of the Lord?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Loved it.
That's my weird sense of humor.
Brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Right. See that there? That's on Bandcamp. It's from 2006. I can't remember how much it cost, but it's not very much. If you know Erin and you don't have it, then shame on you. And if you don't know Erin, then buy it because it's brilliant. That was a fantastic set. I'd just like to say thanks very much. She's come a bit of a way to do this for us tonight. So we've been really, really happy to have her in the studio. And now it's for my thanks part. Thanks to Darren for doing his sound and editing. Thanks for Inkhaven for the sponsorship. Thanks to Erin K Hill for the wonderful, wonderful set that she's just sung. And finally, we have one of Erin's friends actually next week, Sylvie, who's from Italy, and that will tidy up our round the world connection. Last week we had someone from Holland, this week someone from the US, and next week someone from Italy. So it's been brilliant. The whole thing's been brilliant. Anyway, I'm waffling. So with that, I'll say good night, and we'll see you all next week from Acoustic Haven. Adios.
Da, da,